Seahawks, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington Commanders. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
Back to Walker on first down. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
6 yards.
The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Darnold from the gun. Going up top for Kupp. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Here's Darnold. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down. What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This from 32 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Daniels. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Second and 10. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. That flag, that'll push him back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, second and 15. They go play action. Daniels. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Daniels looking to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's Javon Kinlaw busting through, and he sticks him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Darnold. Finding space at the 40. Gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Javon Kinlaw coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped out shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
They really look comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
2nd down and 6 now. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks had 6 to their lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wound up punching this one into the end zone.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 2. Throwing now is Daniels. Pass caught. It's Lane with it. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
That's good for a Commanders first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Daniels with a give to Krosky Merritt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Reek Woolen in on the stop.
1 yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
It's a gain of
14, first down Commanders. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's another Washington first down.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Daniels. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Over the middle, complete. That's Lane. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Gay knocks this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And Walker with it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. 57 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
To the air goes Daniels. Short throw here, the tight end Bates. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Play action, now it's Daniels. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lane. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Devin Witherspoon takes him down defensively.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. To throw is Daniels. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
From his own goal line, Darnold. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This is taken around the 12. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Looking to put a drive together. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's incomplete.
Well, Ray, seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Here's Walker to start the drive. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
Now it's Darnold.
Open man, he's got his tight end, Elijah Arroyo.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He completes this to Walker.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play, but it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it, and 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Looking to put a drive together.
Here's Krosky-Merritt to start the drive.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Operating from the gun, Daniels. incomplete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On first down, it's Krosky-Merritt.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Boye Mafe got through the line like a knife through butter. He buries him for a loss.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
He'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now Daniels going to keep it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Here's a 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Touchdown, Washington!
Jaden Daniels,
37 yards.
And the Commanders get a late score here, the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will get them one closer. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Shifts by him. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. That's complete on the bubble screen. That's Horton. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
This one goes underneath to Walker. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Darnold. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. To the air again, Darnold. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. To throw is Darnold. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Darnold now to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. This taken in at the goal line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
A run inside, Krosky Merritt. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd down and 6. Looking to throw. Daniels. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 3rd and 9. Darnold from the gun. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively jars it free. No first down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the 23, here's the 2nd down and 9. Again, it's Krosky-Merritt. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Daniels looking to throw. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
But we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
Looking to put a drive together. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So nothing doing there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll start with the option. And Owen caught it up. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
2nd and 1 on the Seahawks 26-yard line.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Throwing now is Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that 1st down run.
Up the middle, Krosky Merritt. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
A gain of 3, second down.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. They go play action. Daniels.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That has to feel like a very unsatisfying drive, right? You move the ball all that way, and then you can't convert on 3rd down.
But it was satisfying up until that point. Almost like a great movie, and then the film cuts out before the big ending.
For the field goal, a 29-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
As Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32.
54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 1.
Faking the give, Darnold.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing it up 4th down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on Monday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Here's Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him.
Emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5.
On the coverage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Daniels. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Daniels. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
Number 17, Terry McLaurin. That's a gain of 9. Brings up 3rd and 7.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's Darnold. Quick hitch, complete. It's Horton. So the completion good for 7 there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 72 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Pass caught, Arroyo right side. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that third down situation. But for so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the first down.
From the gun, it's Walker. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or you're just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Walker, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Myers' kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Escapes the defender. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Commanders' offense set to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8, so logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be second down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. To the air goes Daniels. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Out of the gun, they go with Krosky Merritt. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He's back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. He'll look to throw. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And 5 at the 26-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lane. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Brings up 2nd and
Leonard
17
Williams in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. They'll come up now on 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel.
Complete to Deebo Samuel. That's a gain of 9. Brings up 3rd and 7.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Daniels going to throw for it. He'll try to do it himself. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Now 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game.
Daniels going to try and throw for it.
And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game.
21.
Pick it up. You're embarrassing us. A waste of time. Paid for this?
25 seconds to go. They must recover if they're going to have any chance.
The onside kick.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Washington, thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.